Hey swimmers, welcome back to the SWIMVICE Pro Series. This video is dedicated to Adam Peaty, who is a breaststroke specialist claiming the 2016 Olympic title in the 100 breaststroke and becoming the first man to go 57 and subsequently 56 seconds in the 100-meter breaststroke, and he's from Great Britain. This clip was taken when Adam Peaty won his third world title in the 100-meter breaststroke, taking home gold at the 2019 World Swimming Championships at a time of 57.14. This video, I'll be going through key points within his stroke so you can see how he has the advantage among his competitors. So let's get to exactly what makes his stroke really work with him in terms of decreasing drag and really providing that power that he needs for this particular race. All right, so as you can see from this view, Adam Peaty is in lane 4, and first we're going to start with the dive, which is very similar to his other competitors, very powerful, very quick, definitely in line, but where he really see his advantage is in his technique throughout this race. So I'm really going to point out those key differences there. But first, let's go through the dive, which I will put in slow motion so you can see his underwater pull down. All right, so nice, powerful kick. In terms of you're allowed to have one fly kick in the underwater pull down, and as he pulls through with that one singular pull, you can see he really takes advantage of tucking his face down and pressing his head down, which is a little bit lower than his shoulders. I'm pointing this out because this is where he's really going to get an advantage in his stroke, where he's really throwing his body forward, which is creating this wave. Very similar to fly, and that's what's going to give him that power, keeping his stroke narrow and reducing drag. So I just wanted to point that out. As he goes through this underwater pull down, he stays as low as possible, and right here he shrugs his shoulders. You see that right there? Shrugs his shoulders. That's another key important factor with breaststroke, is you have to stay low, shrug your shoulders, throw your body forward. And that's what he's doing right here as he breaks into his very first stroke, keeping his shoulders narrow and not even impulsing to lift his head forward, because if you do, you're going to break posture. You will immediately increase drag. So he is using that as a priority here. So going into his first stroke, which is with the crew, he starts to pull forward towards the end of this 50-meter length, and you can start to see the advantage that he has clearly in his technique. So right here, I'm going to go ahead and kind of center him at this point, and you can see that how long his body is, how narrow his shoulders are, but most importantly, it's almost as if he's hanging off a vertical bar. The length of his lats stretching forward is insane. Okay, so that's really where he's getting his body length, his power, his speed, his glide. That's the thing about breaststroke. Take advantage of the glide, but in order to take advantage of it, you have to have the right body position for it. And this is what he's emphasizing. He's prioritizing really the power moving forward, and he's keeping his shoulders narrow, which means he's not trying to pull and stall at the breath. So right here, he's keeping it quick. It's like a sweeping motion versus a pull. So it's more of a swoop, swoop, quick sweep. Throw the shoulders forward, throw the body forward. That's what he's doing here, and that's where you'll clearly see he starts to pull away. Okay, so you see also his hips come up on the surface because it's kind of a hip hinge, powerful breaststroke kick where there's a little bit of an undulation there. What that's doing is he's really using his glutes and his hips to throw his kick forward and get as much power from that without breaking posture and using more of his quads. So that's really giving him an advantage moving forward. Okay, so now you start to see that he's pulling away almost a body length by now. And he's staying low. I mean, really low. I'm going to point it out as he comes through, but here, quick turn and powerful underwater pull down, highly significant in a race like this. And you start to see similarities compared to the first one. You see that press right there. So he keeps his head low, right? It's almost, you see that pattern start to form before he breaks free for that first stroke again. keeping his head low, pressing his chest down, shrugging his shoulders, keeping his shoulders as narrow as possible. So going through as he comes up here, right about here, you can see, actually let me get there. Yes, so you see how low he stays, right? And you start to see this kind of wave that's created from looking at his shoulders. His shoulders stay forward the entire time. They stay within the scapular plane. That's why a lot of people prefer breaststroke. It feels comfortable because you're not retracting your shoulder blades back unless you're doing things incorrectly. So you want to think of there's a wall here, right? And you want to maintain keeping all of that movement as far forward as possible because it's going to aid you in the direction you want to go in, provide power, and that's what's working really well for him at this time. So the bottom line is because that is also happening, why his shoulders remain forward, it provides zero interruption in his breath. It's completely flawless. There's no kinks. It's providing the advantage of the power forward and not stalling and sending energy up or back or wherever and tiring him out. So it's really keeping that body profile low and moving forward. So quick breath, staying low, no interruption, no stalling. And you can just clearly see how far he pulls away at this point as he moves forward. And you see right there, he's really taking a breath. You would think he's not able to get air because there's all this turbulence, but because he's moving so quickly, you can't see it from this angle, but there is a pocket. There's this little funnel of air that he's able to get that breath quickly and move forward and not feel interrupted. So if you're looking at that and you're thinking, I don't know how he's able to get air, he definitely is. It's from the momentum of really he's creating a big bow wave here. So there's a pocket there forming for him to get a breath to also maintain staying low. Yeah, so just incredibly smooth. Also in terms of his kick, which of course, breaststroke, powerful kick is highly significant. Here, you know, he is keeping his knees pretty narrow. They're within the draft profile. So you don't want them, you know, too narrow. They're within where he's swimming. So he's creating this pocket, right? As you see here, let me point it out. It's this little funnel, right? And he's keeping his legs within that funnel and making it a very quick, powerful kick. Again, hips, glutes, quads, hamstrings, all powering forward, but it's not breaking his posture. It's not adding unnecessary resistance. It's really providing that undulation forward, as you see right there. See his hips? Right there. Boom, right? Finishes it cleanly. Quick, right? Keeping totally straight, again, like he's hanging off of a bar. So that's really what I want to point out with that. I wish I could get some underwater view of that kick, but you can still see it from this view as well. Okay, so key points. He's keeping his shoulders narrow, throwing forward. Head's low, breath is quick, no interruption. Kick within the draft profile, meaning not going any wider than the space that he has interrupted in the water. So keeping his knees pretty narrow, quick kick, powered from the hips, throwing forward, energy always, always, always forward. It's not on the pull, that's a sweep. Keeping the head low, not breaking posture, and hanging out too long on that breath. And those are the key points that are really giving him some advantage here. And he's just able to do it at a really quick tempo and still get that glide in. So really amazing race to watch. I hope you guys enjoyed this and took some points, especially if you're working on your breaststroke. It's always good to look at the elites because you can always learn something from it. And if you want me to do another pro series, definitely drop a comment below and let me know. And if you want to have quick advice and tips monthly as well, join my newsletter. I have it linked below in the description as well as in the pinned comment. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Enjoy your practice as well, and I will see you all next week.